Okay, so today, this is how I want us to start. I'm gonna have you lie down on your mat, really similar to how you would sleep in your bed. So some of us are belly sleepers and have like a leg up. Some of us are side sleepers. Some of us are back sleepers. So just in a moment, set yourself up like you would sleep in your bed. And then I'm going to mute you all. I love you. I'll see you when this is over. I will take you all the way through this from Shavasana to Shavasana to the final Om. If you have to leave, no worries. Have a beautiful day. So, okay. So lying on your backs, or not on your backs, lying on your mat in your sleeping position. In your sleeping position, okay, and then I'm just testing, can you hear me? Let me get a thumbs up if, okay, perfect. All right, so you're just gonna go ahead and lay on your mat for a moment, and just in the way that you would be sleeping. And then just start to notice the rise and fall of your breath and get as comfortable as you can on your mat space for a moment. And then just start to tune into the external weather around you. So what's happening around you? What kind of sounds do you hear? And then just for a moment, holding a space of gratitude that you have a bed to come to, that you have a bed to sleep on. And in these times and in this cold, and here in LA anyways, on the West Coast, it's a little rainy. I heard it was rainy on the East Coast, that we have a place to be stuck at. So we can think about this as we're stuck at home or we're safe at home. And so just honoring that you have a space to rest your body, to rest your head, to put all of that worry and stress and anxiety and whatever you're feeling. We have an opportunity to let that go and to let that settle. And that alone is something to be so grateful for. And so just carrying that vibration of gratitude for your bed space, for your home space, for your safe space. And noticing that the vibration of gratitude is already a higher vibration. And starting to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And just reminding yourself that you're safe here. That you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And that in fact, it's an honor to be alive in a time like this. Because we are the change makers. We were chose to be here in this moment to experience this part of the human experience. To protect each other, to protect the planet, to make mindful and wise and thoughtful decisions. And in this time when we're asked to pull in this time when we're called to self-study, these moments of introspection, they're so valuable. And so just taking a deep breath in through the heart space. And let something out the mouth. And again, another big breath into the heart space, filling up your chest. And let something out the mouth. And one more big breath in through the nose. Maybe this time you flutter your lips. And then slowly you'll just push yourself up to a nice, easy cross-leg position. So you're sitting nice and tall on your mat. And so you're moving with that gratitude, that appreciation, that we get to be safe at home. Sitting nice and tall with the eyes closed. And then from here, start to focus on the internal weather. So we were thinking about the external weather first. What's happening around us, what smells, what sounds. And now we're gonna move to the internal weather. So what's happening in your mind? What's taking up the space between your ears? Has that been serving you? Has that been creating any extra tension? Have you been in a space of fear, anxiety? Where has your mind been? What can you learn about yourself? What can you unpack about your coping skills gently? And then from here, fill up the chest on an inhale, big breath in. And exhale, let it out the mouth. Another big breath in. And exhale something out the mouth. And then almost as we finally arrive on our mat space, present in our body, we have this opportunity to drop out of our mind and into our physical form. Take your hands to your heart center for a moment, and we're going to open this practice with one collective Om. And if you don't know about Om, Om is the vibration that connects the entire universe. And so we'll inhale from the root all the way to the crown chakra, and we'll exhale for Om. Deep breath in. Pausing for a moment in that feeling of union. That reminder that community is absolutely the new currency, now more than ever. We seal in this container to create a safe space for our practice, for whatever needs to move through us, to move through us. From here, blinking the eyes open. From here, inhale the arms all the way up, big breath in. Good, and as you exhale, grab your right wrist and just reach up and over. As you press the right hip into the earth, can you look under towards the right armpit? Few breaths there. Good, and then from here, inhale the arms back up straight. And then switch the clasp of the wrist and bring the left arm up and over. So press the left sit bone into the mat. Good, from here, inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, interlace the hands behind your back. If you need a towel or a strap here, or you can't clasp your hands, you can clasp your elbows. Otherwise, big breath and reach the heart forward. Feel the décolleté open. And imagine your heart space moving forward. So as we move through this entire practice, we want the heart to lead. The mind has probably been in control for most of this. Let's let the heart be the navigator. And then from here, take the hands in front of you, interlace the palms, flip them forward, and then press and round and protract through the shoulders. So protract a whole bunch, round the upper thoracic. Good, and then inhale, take the hands behind you, switch the lacing of the hands, so it's opposite, and then inhale, heart opens. Good, press the heart forward, pull the décolleté. Take the hands so they're pulling down towards the mat. Front ribs pull in. Nice, and then from here, take the arms back out in front of you, switch the lacing again, and then press and protract. So we're opening up the upper thoracic, we're massaging around the heart, moving that shoulder girdle so that we can leave the heart space open to receive. Good, and then from here, one more time, inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale, take the hand down towards the right, and then press into the right palm, but press the left hip into the mat. Lift the left arm up and over, and as you press the right hand into the mat, you resist and you make a little more space in the left side of the body. So feel the left obliques open. Good, and then from here, bring it to the opposite side. So left hand goes down to the mat. Remember that you're gonna press your body away as you reach up and over. So the right hip is pressing in towards the mat, right arm is reaching, open up the side body. Good, and then bring yourself back to center. From here, you're just gonna roll onto your hands and knees. Coming onto your hands and knees for a moment. Take the wrist crease and make sure that they are in line with the front of your mat. And then your big toes are pointing straight back so you're not sickling the ankles. And then your index finger is parallel with the sides of the mat. That's super important. From here, inhale, heart reaches, open up your chest, find your cow pose. So let the belly release. And then exhale, round and protract the shoulders again, just like we did while we were seated, and round for your cat. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden for your cow, so the tailbone releases towards the ceiling. And then exhale, draw the navel in, press and protract a whole bunch. Good, inhale again, heart reaches. And then exhale, pull the navel in, press and protract. Good, and then from here, find somewhat of a serpent-like movement. So just allow your body to move, swivel the hips, swivel the shoulders, let the lower lumbar feel a little more space. Have zero attachment to what it looks like and just focus on how it feels. So think of articulating through the spine, the spiral serpent-like energy, and then switch, move it the other direction. And so we're just waking up the center of the body. And then see if you can stay connected with your breath. So the inhales are about 4 to 5 counts in, and the exhales are about 5 to 6 counts out. Good, and then bring yourself back to your tabletop position. You're gonna take the hands a little bit wider than the mat. The elbows are gonna go out to the sides. And then you're gonna drop the whole chest down towards the floor. And now we're gonna kind of same serpent-like spiraling motion, but this time it's through the upper thoracic and the shoulder girdle. So find any direction you want. Elbows stay wide. And then we'll move the other direction. Good, and then bring yourself back to tabletop position. Nice, you guys. From here, I'm gonna add a little music. So, just for a second, can you look at the camera? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear my voice and also the music okay. Perfect. All right, you guys. From here, we're gonna take the right leg straight back. The toes face down, pull the lower belly in, lift the right leg straight up. Take the left arm out in front of you. You can still hear me, yes? Okay, good. Draw the lower belly in, press the ground away straight and strong, lift the back leg. Big breath in here, and as you exhale, you're gonna take the right arm out towards the side, and then you're gonna take the right leg all the way out towards the side. So left arm towards the side, right leg towards the side, lift up a whole bunch. But I think you should know. Holding there, getting your stabilizer muscles to engage. Good, and then inhale, reach forward and back. Big breath in. Exhale, take it back out to the side. So lift through the gluteus medius, lift through the left shoulder, press the belly in, lift up, good. Bring it forward and back now. Good, again, exhale, bring it out towards the side. Inhale, bring it forward and back. Exhale, take it out towards the side. One more time, inhale, take it forward and back. And then this time, bring the knee to the elbow, protract again in that cat pose. So protract through the upper shoulder, good. And then inhale, reach and extend, make as much space in the spine as you can, and then go ahead, put the hand down, put the knee down. Nice. Your left foot goes straight back, your toes point down. Remember to pull the belly in. Nice, Annette. Press the left arm really strong and then engage the biceps so that you have a tiny micro bend in that elbow. Right arm reaches out in front of you. Good, inhale, lift the leg back. Reach the arm forward and then pause here for a moment. So good, you guys. Good, from here, inhale the arm out towards the side. And the leg out to the side. And then you're gonna isolate and hold that. So squeezing through glute med, belly in. And then from here, reach it forward and back. Good, and then exhale, bring it back. Good, out to the side again. Forward and back. One more time, out to the side. Lift the outside leg higher, higher, higher. Pull the lower belly in, press the arm away, get the stabilizer muscles engaged, and then bring it forward and back. Reach, make as much space as you can, and now bring the elbow to the knee. Protract and round, find your balance here. And then inhale, reach and extend, make space. And then exhale, hands come down to the mat. Nice. From here, you're gonna drop the hips back into child's pose. Drop your head down, let the crown of your head, or your third eye rather, rest on your mat. From here, deep breath in. Exhale something out the mouth. Another deep breath in. Exhale something out the mouth. And so remember that every time we start to build heat in the body, remember that you're inviting the element of fire into your body. And we invite the element of fire because we want to burn to purify.
And so you have to stay present at the table. Remember that you called this meeting. You showed up here on your mat to call this meeting for all the downloads and all the information. So you have to stay present, and we do that by staying connected to our breath.
From here, bring yourself back up into all fours. Good. From here, you're going to tuck your toes, push yourself back into your first downward facing dog. And so in your first downward facing dog, go ahead, pedal out your feet for a moment. From here, the arms are straight and strong, you guys. The wrist creases are still parallel with the front of the mat. The inseam of the thighs are moving towards the back of the room. Maybe there's a gentle bend in the knees to protect the lower lumbar, and then you're lengthening through the spine, pressing the hips up and back. Remember that the biceps are spinning forward, the triceps are moving back, and your front ribs pull in. From here, inhale, shift forward to plank, top of a push-up. So if you have to adjust your hands from your plank to your downward facing dog, then I want you to adjust them now, and that's where they go. So in order to know that your downward facing dog is in the right place, you know that your plank is exactly where it should be. So check in shoulders over wrists, and then press yourself back to downward facing dog. So you shouldn't have to adjust. Find your perfect down dog, and then come back to plank. And because this is virtual, I can't adjust you. So if you adjust again, you know you're not in the right spot. Now press the lower belly in. Good, inhale back up to downward facing dog. Nice. From here, you're gonna walk your hands all the way back to your feet. And then you'll fold here in your first Uttanasana. So put a generous bend in the knees. Rest your torso on your thighs. And then clasp both elbows, gently nod your head yes. Gently shake your head no. And then slowly start to straighten your legs. Shift more of the weight into the balls of your feet. And then from your hands to the mat, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift again. Exhale, fold in. Good, and then this time, bend your knees a whole bunch, rest your torso on your thighs again. Take your right hand to the crown of your head, and I'd like you to imagine that there's a little doorway at the crown of your head. We're gonna turn a key, we're gonna unlock that door, and then the door is gonna swing open on its hinges. Gravity just lets the door fall open. And I'd like you to let all that stuff drain out of your mind. So any of the ick, any of the worry, any of the stress, any of the over-preparing, any of the concern, all of that stuff, let it drain out of your headspace for a moment. And see it drip out of you. And when you finally feel like every drop is gone, go ahead and close that door, turn the key, and now you've created this open space in your mind. And as we move through this practice, you'll see what you fill in that space. From here, inhale the heart forward, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the hips. Root down, come all the way up to standing. Coming to the top of your mat, Tadasana, Samastiti. So we're working through our breath, one breath through movement. For mountain pose, your big toes touch each other, your heels are behind your second toe. Take your hips and lift them up a little bit. Front ribs stay in, and then the shoulders roll back. Yeah, hands to the heart. From here, inhale, arms reach, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, rotate the whole pelvis over the thighs as you fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, lift your chest. So you want your spine nice and long, shoulders pull back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands come to the mat. You're gonna step one leg and then the other back to your plank. Slowly lower to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna take the right leg, lift it up nice and high. Keep the hips squared towards the mat, and then just roll out your right ankle for a moment. From here, exhale, step the right foot between the hands. You're gonna drop down on the left knee, and then uncurl the left toes. From here, shift the weight forward a little bit. So the knee is directly over the ankle, but you're still dropping kind of into that front hip flexor. From here, hands to your hips, lift yourself up, and then see if you can zip up through Mula Bandha. Inhale, arms reach. Interlace your hands, and then just like the beginning of class, you're gonna reach the right arm up and over, and then exhale back to center. Inhale, reach up, and as you exhale, take the left arm up and over. Feel the hip flexor open. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, cactus the elbows, press the heart forward. And then take the hands all the way down to the mat. From here, you're gonna pull the hips back, lift your chest, and just straighten your front leg so you find a gentle hamstring stretch. And then slowly bring yourself forward. You're gonna uncurl the back toes, put the left hand down, and then gently start to twist with your heart first. So take your heart and move it towards the right side of the room, and then the right arm reaches towards the ceiling. Press the left hip back. Your gaze is at the top hand. Back leg is straight and strong. Engage the femur. And then slowly take the hand back down. From here, take the right leg back, and we're gonna just take 5 push-ups here. So your elbows can be back or they can be out to the side. You can also drop to your knees. What I do want you to do is shift forward like you're looking over a cliff, and then find your push-ups. Drop for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring yourself all the way back to downward facing dog. From here, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. Few breaths. Square your hips towards the floor. And then as you exhale, bring the foot between the hands. You're going to drop the right knee now. Uncurl the right toes. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Check in that this knee is right over the ankle. And we're not clenching our toes ever. Yeah, so the weight is distributed evenly between the ball and the heel of the foot. From here, inhale, arms reach. Good. Open up. So think of lifting as you reach. Remember that every inhale we ask for space, and every exhale we sink a little bit deeper into the space that we create. From here, interlace the fingers, and then inhale, reach up and over towards your left side. And then reach back up towards the ceiling. Exhale over towards your right side. Inhale, bring yourself up. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, peel the chest open, heart moves forward, cactus the arms, and then take the hands down to the mat. Finding your hamstring stretch here, pull the hips back, straighten the front leg. So lift your heart if you can. Think of pulling the left hip back. And then as you inhale, make space in the spine. As you exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Good, and then from here, stomp that foot. Tuck the right toes underneath you, lift the femur off of the ground, take the right hand down, start with the heart, deep breath in. Exhale, shift your heart towards your left, press the right arm strong into the ground, lift the left arm up. Good, few breaths. So we're opening up the hips, we're articulating through the spine, we're warming up the shoulders before we move into our Surya Namaskar series so that we ensure that the body is warm and ready. Go ahead, take the left hand down. Good, from here, take the foot back. All right, on your knees or out in plank. This time I want you to take your push-ups wide. So take your hands as wide as your mat or wider. Shift forward and take 5 push-ups. Down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, and then walk your hands back, push yourself back into downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe open the mouth, a cat's breath or a sound. Again, like that, inhale through the nose, fill up the chest. Exhale, stick the tongue out. Good. From here, inhale the hips up and back. Bending the knees, at the end of your breath, look forward, step or lightly float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins. Exhale, fold in. Root down through the feet, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana, hands to the heart, Tadasana. Good, so we're gonna move through Surya Namaskar A. Remember, we're inviting the heat into the body. From here, inhale, arms reach, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, collarbones broaden, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Slowly lower through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. You guys know how much I love Bill Withers, yeah? Bill was also born on the 4th of July. From here, inhale the hips up and back. As you exhale, think of shooting the heels down. As you inhale, lengthen and press through the arms. Remember that your ears are in line with the biceps. Few breaths. From here, inhale the hips up and back. Bending the knees at the end of your breath, step or lightly float to the top of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches out to Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, root down, rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Hands to the heart, Tadasana. Again, inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, collarbones broaden. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna step the right foot between the hands. Drop the back foot at a very sharp angle, and we're gonna move into Virabhadrasana 1. So you wanna make sure that the heel of the front foot is in line with the arch of the back foot. Once you have that, inhale, reach the right arm towards the back of the room. Sorry, the left arm towards the back of the room. And then we come for Virabhadrasana 2. So we start from the ground up. So look at your feet. You're sealing the outer edge of your back foot into the mat. The front right thigh, you want to spin the right thigh out and then sink deep. Check in with your hips. Try not to lunge forward. So tuck the left hip down a little and then reach arms front and back. Good, and then look at that front knee. You want that knee to be in line with the second toe. And then you sink deep. And then we pause for a moment. Something that we should be professionals at by now, yeah? Sink a little bit deeper. And so we find the ease and also the struggle in the stillness. Holding your Virabhadrasana 2. Good. From here, flip your front palm to the ceiling. You're going to inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. So open up the front side of the body, stay deep in the front knee. Big breath in. And then exhale, you're going to bring yourself all the way forward. Bend the right arm and place it on top of the right knee. Lift the left arm to the ceiling. And I want you to think of opening up your body, making as much space as possible. Sink deep in the front thigh. Good, now spin that left arm forward and up. And now you have one long line of energy from the left toe all the way to the left fingertips. Good, roll the right ribs underneath you. One more big breath in. Good, exhale, bring yourself back to Virabhadrasana 2. From here, straighten the front leg. Good, you're gonna bring the toes to face the same direction. Nice, from here, inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, hands on your hips, you're gonna fold forward for Prasarita Padottanasana A. Take your hands down towards the floor. And then slowly start to walk the hands further back. Few breaths here, getting your heart over your head. And then slowly walk yourself up. Take the hands out in front of you so the spine is nice and long. Firm the outer ankles, firm the gluteus medius, hands on your hips. Inhale, rise all the way up. Good, from here, we're gonna walk the heels in and the toes out. This is my least favorite pose of all time, and it's called goddess pose. So from here, we're gonna sink deep. So the inseam of the thighs are moving towards the outer, the toes are pointing out, the heels are pointing in. And then you're gonna soften tailbone underneath you, open up your chest, hands to heart center, and sink deep. And then we're gonna sit here. So don't hinge forward, sit nice and tall. Imagine that you could press your back against a wall behind you. Few breaths. And then this is when your breath is the most useful soundtrack of your practice. So remember to press the knees wide, sink deep, few breaths. And when the sensations come up and the discomfort arises, remember that you called this meeting. So can you stay present? Sink a little bit deeper. Good, and then from the heels, press yourself all the way up. Nice. Spin both feet back in. Interlace the hands behind the back, open up your chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Prasarita Padottanasana C. So the hands are interlaced. They're reaching back. Your heart is pressing towards your thighs. Good, and then slowly use the hands to lift yourself all the way back up. Nicely done, you guys. From here, hands to hips. Your front foot is already where we need it to be. We're gonna move the front thigh. We're gonna spin it, external rotate. So the back leg rather. We're gonna spin it and find Virabhadrasana 2 facing the other direction. Good. Check in again that the knee is right over the ankle. Check in with the hips. Back leg straight and strong. Reach to the front and back. Good. So your gaze is now in front of your left leg. Sink deep. And then we pause in this pose. Inhale, 4 counts through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Check in that you're not lunging forward. So the crown of your head is right over the tailbone. Yasana, perfect. Good. From here, you're going to flip the front palm. Inhale, reach up and back, reverse your warrior. So you open up the chest. Open up the side body. Big breath in. Keep all of that space that you just created. Exhale, hinge forward. And then you're going to lunge forward. Take the hand on top of the left thigh. So there's a 90-degree bend. Right arm reaches to the ceiling. So you have a bend in your front knee. Bend in the front knee, 90 degrees. Good, sink deep. Roll the left ribs underneath you, right ribs to the ceiling. And now take that right arm, swoop it forward and up. And now the long line of energy is from the right pinky all the way to the right big toe. A few breaths. Good, and then from here, look down at that left toe. Push yourself all the way back up, Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the front leg. Nice. Now you're gonna turn the back heel in and we're gonna return to goddess. So the heels are in, the toes are out. Soften the tailbone, zip up Mula Bandha, big breath in, exhale, sink deep, hands to heart. Good, hands to heart, lift your chest. Nice, from here, take the arms out to the sides, lift the palms, sink deep. From here, can you interlace the hands behind the back, open up your chest, stay here, sink in your goddess. Spin the inseam of the thighs towards the outer. Is it unmanageable or is it just uncomfortable? Notice the difference. Good, take the arms back out to the sides. Go ahead, straighten the front legs. Good, go ahead, walk the toes in, heels out. Interlace hands behind the back, switching the lacing of the hands from before. Open up your chest. Exhale, hinge forward. Your last Pradharisa Padasana. Good, and then slowly bring yourself all the way up. Hands to your hips. Go ahead, jump your feet together, and then just shake it out for a moment. Woo, good job, you guys. Coming to the top of your mat. From here, inhale, arms reach, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold in Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, collarbones broaden, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Slowly lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Push it back. Find your down dog. From here, inhale, hips up and back. At the end of the breath, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. From here, drop your hips down, knees together, thighs together. Inhale, rise for Utkatasana, chair pose. So draw the navel in. Arms reach high. Thumbs point towards the ceiling. Pinkies reach to the front of you. Upper trap is released. Belly is in. Sink, sink, sink. Good, and then root to rise all the way up. Hands to heart center, Samastiti. From here, inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, straighten your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your heart, spine lengthens, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float through to your Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. A few breaths here. From here, we're gonna step the right foot between the hands. Now this time we're moving into set ourselves up for Virabhadrasana 1. It's a completely different setup than Virabhadrasana 2. So move the right leg to the right, move the left leg to the left, and then drop the back heel at a very sharp angle. Before you rise, take your right femur and pull it back into its socket. Take your right hand to your right hip crease, pull the right hip back, Good, and then from here, inhale, rise up. So our first Virabhadrasana 1. Pull the right hip back, reach the arms. Now take the left arm out in front of you, reach it forward. So that's the direction that we want that left hip to move. Good, inhale, arm up. Sink deep. The outer edge of your left leg is strong into the mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Slowly lower through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. Good. Right away, your left foot steps between your hands. Move the left foot to the left, right foot to the right. Drop the back heel. Plug left femur into its socket. Hold on to your left hip. Inhale, then come up. Good, and then sink deep. Few breaths. Good, pull the front ribs in, reach the heart high. Right edge of the outer foot pressing into the mat. So it's almost like you could lift the inseam of the right arch. And then exhale, take the hands down. Step the foot back, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. All right, so we're gonna move into Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, hips up and back. Exhale, at the end of the breath, step or lightly float. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep, Utkatasana chair pose. Root to rise, hands to heart center, Samastiti. So we're gonna move through 3 of those. And they're gonna build a lot of heat. And we're gonna try to move 1 breath through movement. So if you want your water now, get it real quick. Get your water real quick. And we're gonna move through these to really turn up the temperature of the body. And as we do that, I wonder if there's something that you could think about that maybe you need to burn out of you. So maybe you have a loop that's happening in your mind. Maybe you have a soundtrack, a story, previous programming. Maybe you have some bad habits. What is it that you can afford to let go of? And in this time that we are in self-study is when this stuff's gonna come up. So it's really a useful time. So coming to the tops of our mat, I'm gonna crank the music. Coming to the tops of our mat, finding Tadasana, hands to heart center. Surya Namaskar B. It's a moving meditation. It's a salute to the sun. Belly in. From here, inhale, arms reach, Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank, slowly lower. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. Same breath, right foot steps between the hands. Inhale, rise all the way up, Virabhadrasana 1. The exhale takes you all the way down through your chaturanga. The inhale lifts the heart forward. The exhale pushes you back, down dog. Left foot steps between the hands, drop the back foot, inhale, rise up. Exhale takes you all the way down. Through your chaturanga, inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, down dog. From here, few breaths. Lift the hips up and back. Exhale, sink the heels closer to the mat. Inhale, hips up and back. Bend the knees, look forward, step or lightly float. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, sink the hips deep, Utkatasana chair pose. Root to rise, hands to heart, Samastiti. Inhale, arms reach, sink deep, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold in, Uttanasana. Inhale, collarbones broaden, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or lightly float, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, same breath, right foot up, left down, inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to mat, all the way through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, tuck it back. Left foot steps between the hands, right foot spins, inhale, rise. Exhale, hands to mat. Slowly lower. Inhale, press the heart forward. Exhale, lift the hips back. Few breaths. Inhale, hips up and back. At the end of the breath, step or lightly float to the front of your mat. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in. Sink deep. Utkatasana, chair pose. Soften the tailbone. Inhale, rise. Samastiti. One more round like that. Inhale, arms reach. Sink deep. Utkatasana. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, heart reaches. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step or lightly float. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, step the right foot between the hands, drop the left heel, inhale, rise, Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back, slowly lower. Inhale, exhale, left foot between the hands, drop the right leg, then you inhale up. Exhale, hands, all the way through your chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. And so we pause here in this downward facing dog. Breathe into that fire. Try not to fidget or adjust. Just breathe into it nice. Good. From here, shift forward to a plank pose. Good. And then from here, you're going to put all of your weight onto your right hand. And then you're going to stack the shoulders, stack the hips. You're going to come into Vashisthasana on your right side. Yeah, now as you do that, can you look down and be sure that the shoulder is directly over the wrist? And if you want to come to your forearm, if you're having any wrist stuff, then you'll just put your forearm down. The other thing you can do is you can take that bottom knee and put it down so that you have something to lift up. And that's an excellent, excellent modification. Finding your Vashisthasana for a moment. So either on your forearm or full extension, knees either down or legs are up. Good, few breaths. Good, from here, lift the left leg up. Big breath in. Hang on to this like you're fitting between two sheets of glass. Good, exhale, take the foot down, take the hand down, and then push yourself to down dog. Good. From here, shift forward to plank. You're going to move now to the left side. So put the left hand on the center of your mat, stack your shoulders, stack your hips, lift the right arm. If you need a modification for your wrist, you can either drop down to the knee or you can come to your forearm. And remember that yoga is not about judging yourself. It's about honoring your body as it speaks to you. A few breaths in this. Good, lift the right leg up. Reach the right arm up. And then slowly take the leg down, take the foot down, take the hand down, push yourself back downward facing dog. Nice, from here, right leg floats towards the ceiling. Big breath in. As you exhale, take the right knee to the outside of the right tricep and press and protract. Good, hold that there, protracting to the upper shoulder girdle. Inhale it back. Exhale, take the knee back to the same right arm. Good, deep breath in. As you exhale, drop the knee down towards the wrist. And then exhale it up towards the elbow. Inhale down to the wrist. Exhale towards the elbow. Inhale down towards the wrist. Exhale towards the elbow. Inhale it straight back, three-legged dog. And then step the foot between the hands. Drop the back heel. You're coming into Virabhadrasana 1. So pull the right hip back. Inhale, rise all the way up. Good, from here, open up Virabhadrasana 2. Good, so you walked the right foot a little bit towards the left and lined up again for Virabhadrasana 2. Good, sink deep. From here, gaze is over the right hand. From here, you're gonna straighten the front leg. Inhale, reach the arms forward. So see this big hip kind of rotation I'm doing here, how my whole hip falls forward? I want you to find that. Now, if you have a block, you're gonna put it to the outside of the front foot. Lift the left arm towards the ceiling, roll the right ribs underneath you, lift the left arm up. And then make yourself on one plane. So try not to kick your booty back. Good, and remember, if this is challenging, welcome. Welcome, welcome yourself to the challenge. Nice. Now from here, keep your hand where it is. Gaze down at your big right toe. You're gonna bend the right knee a whole bunch, shift your weight forward onto that right foot. And as you exhale, you're gonna stand onto the front leg, take the right hand about 12 inches in front of the right foot, and then press up out of the ground through both limbs, Ardha Chandrasana. So the back leg is straight and strong. We're testing and challenging our balance. Good, and then lift so you're stacking your shoulders. So your gaze is at the side wall. Nice, and if you need a bend in the knees, find it. If you need a block or something to make your arm a little longer, that's fine. Good, and then from here, bend the front knee slowly, as slow as you can. Step back into Virabhadrasana 2. Bring yourself back to Warrior 2. Nice. From here, flip the front palm, reach up and back. Exhale, take the hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, tuck the toes, push it back, downward facing dog. From here, lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Stay with me, you guys. You've got this. You're in the meaty of it. You're in the thick of it. From here, inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, take the knee to the outside of the left tricep. Hold it there. Protract the shoulder blades a bunch. Inhale, reach it up and back. Exhale, take it to the same tricep. Good. This time, inhale, drop the knee towards the wrist. Exhale, pull it up towards the elbow. Inhale, drop the wrist. Inhale, bring it up towards the elbow. Inhale, drop to the wrist. Inhale, bring it up to the elbow. Shoot it back, three-legged dog. Yes, you can. You've got this. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Drop the back heel. Come up for Virabhadrasana 1. Excuse me. Sink deep. Find Virabhadrasana 1. Can you pull the lower belly in a little bit more? Good. Sink deep in the front knee. Remember, left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Now you're going to walk the front foot over towards the right. Open up Virabhadrasana 2. Sink deep. So remember, inseam of the left thigh spins open. Toes are light on the front foot. Now follow me here. You're going to inhale, straighten the front leg. Shift the hips all the way forward, reach, make as much space as you can, and then drop the left arm, lift the right arm up. And a block is always an excellent tool. Remember that from an evolutionary standpoint, tools are a sign of intelligence, not of weakness. So if you grab a block or a book or a pillow or a bolster or something to put your hand on, it doesn't mean that you're weak, it means that you're resourceful. Few breaths. Roll the left ribs under, right ribs up. And then look down at your big toe. You're gonna bend your front knee deeply. You're gonna shift your weight forward. Take your left hand about 12 inches in front of that left foot, and then rise up Ardha Chandrasana. So the right arm reaches to the ceiling. Flex the back leg. Belly in. And if you look down the body, you should be able to see those toes kind of peeking out. Few breaths. Engage the quad of the left leg a whole bunch, so you're lifting the kneecap. Good, and now bend the front knee slow as you can. Slowly bring yourself back to Virabhadrasana 2. Sink deep, reach and extend towards the front and back. Flip the front palm, inhale, reach up and back. And then exhale, take the hands back down. Bring yourself back to your plank. Slowly lower elbows in. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna walk our feet and our hands closer to each other. Walk your feet to your hands, hands to your feet. Pada Hastasana. You're gonna take your hands and put them underneath your feet. You're gonna stand on the tops of your hands. And then inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, fold in, let the elbows bend open. And so we're moving our wrists from extension, or from flexion to extension. Good, uncurl the toes. All right, so from this forward fold, we're gonna play with our balance now. Open the legs so they're a little bit wider than your hips distance. Bend the knees and lock the belly in. You're gonna take your right peace sign fingers and your thumb, and you're gonna grab your big toe. You're gonna take your left hand to your left hip. Pull the lower belly in, lift your heart, and then you're gonna bend the left leg and lift into your, good. So stand up nice and tall. So you're holding the right foot. So bend both knees before you stand. Good. So this is fun. You're gonna fall. Great, just like life, we're learning about ourselves. So if holding your toe is not in your wheelhouse, you're gonna hold your knee. Okay, once you have that grip, remember we're just playing, this is about joy. Take the leg straight out in front of you. And so look how much my knee is bent, that's okay. Have a bend in your knee. Good. Lift your chest tall. If you fall, get right back up. You can use a strap. Good, and then from here, we're gonna open the leg up out to the side. Woo. Firm that outer gluteus medius, you guys. Good, belly in. Nice, few breaths. Bring it back to center. Good, hold the knee up high. Inhale the arms up. Hold the knee up high, inhale the arms up. Good, as you exhale, kick the heel back behind you, hinge forward. Now we are in Virabhadrasana 3. Drop the right hip, reach the arms. You got this, stay with it, stay with it. Yeah, so good, Pat. Yeah, Reza. One more big breath in. Good, exhale, drop the hands down, lift the right leg, find your version of standing splits. And then step the right foot down. And then just go ahead and find a gentle squat on your knees, on your toes. Good. Good job, you guys. Remember that when you fall, that's the joy in this. Okay, so go ahead, plant your heels down, open the feet a little bit wider again. Fuse fingers, grab the left foot. So listen carefully. I'm gonna bend my booty down. So I'm squatting basically. See how low I am? Before I stand, I'm gonna shift my weight onto my right leg. I'm gonna keep that bend, and then I'm gonna lift and straighten just the right leg. Chest up, and then find whatever version with your leg. Yeah, so net grab from the inside of the knee. There you go, perfect. Hand on the right hip. Good, and then stand nice and tall. Maybe you have a bend in the knee, that's okay. Lift the quad of the right leg. Good, and then you start to open it up towards the side. So strong, you guys. Good, from here, bring it back to center. Good, bend the knee, lift it up, lift it up, lift it up, lift the arms. Good, lift the arms, now kick the heel back. Bring yourself into Virabhadrasana 3. So warrior 3. Left hip comes down, arms reach out. Few breaths. If you fall, just get right back up. And then take the hands down to the mat, lift the left leg high. Good, take the foot down, and then go ahead, find that squat again. You guys are so good. So now we're gonna put the toes together and we're gonna play with Bakasana. And if you're like, Bahu, then you can take a child's pose or do whatever you want, okay? So we're just playing for a moment. So what you're gonna do is just your toes are gonna touch each other, your heels are gonna touch. You're gonna take the arms straight out just like you were in your down dog, and we're gonna put those down on the floor or the mat in front of us. Once you do that, notice that my heels stay together, my toes stay together. I'm gonna just open my knees and put them on the outsides of my triceps. Got it? And now I'm thinking of squeezing my arms together. Like it's like I'm trying to close my arms like this, but they're not gonna close because my hands are in the mat. But that action of squeezing my triceps together is gonna engage my abdominal wall so that then I can balance. So now I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what that looks like. So toes together, heels together, hands down. They started my knees in front of me, but I'm gonna move my knees to the outsides of my triceps. Now I'm gonna try to smash my arms together with my knees. I'm gonna drop my tailbone down and I'm gonna lift up onto my tippy toes, straighten my arms, keep squeezing my arms together, and I'm just gonna shift forward till I can lift one foot and then the other. And so I'm pressing the ground away, my belly's in. And if you're like, no way, Pixie, then you're just gonna do this. Do the same thing, and you're just gonna shift forward onto your tippy toes. And you're gonna squeeze your arms. So it's not about putting your knees up in your armpits like that. You're not doing that. You're squeezing the outside of your arms in. That scoops the lower belly abdominal wall. And then you'll just tilt forward. And if you fall, it's not that far to fall. And if you fall, I encourage you to laugh with yourself. And so our head is off of the ground. Head is off the ground. All right, so if you're in your crow pose and you know how to shoot back, you can shoot it back. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, push it back. Downward facing dog. All right, from here, we're gonna drop down to our knees. Coming onto our knees, we're gonna take Ustrasana. All right. Emma, did you just say that It's 8 p.m. in South Africa and everybody's clapping for the health professionals. That's incredible. I just saw a message come in, you guys. Okay, so we drop down to our knees and we're gonna do Ustrasana. So Ustrasana is camel, it's a back bend. If this doesn't feel very good to your body, then you can go on your back and take bridge. Otherwise, I'm gonna walk you through this. It should feel good on your body. Remember that a weak muscle can be a sore muscle. It doesn't have to be an injured muscle. So a lot of times if we feel any soreness or any information come into our body, we're like, oh fuck, it's hurt. It's not always hurt, it's sometimes just weak and we're building the muscle, okay? So the knees are directly underneath the hips. And then you're gonna imagine that you're spreading your hip bones across a wall in front of you. And as you do that, it's gonna be natural to squeeze your ass, but I want you to release your booty and drop your tailbone down. So it's like you're lifting the pelvic floor. You're either on the tops of your feet or you can tuck your toes if you need a little more space. From here, notice that the ankles aren't falling out, that you're firming them in. You're gonna press your hips forward and then lift your chest high. So it's this big posture. Then you take the hands to the lower back and press the elbows back a whole bunch. So you're lifting your heart. From here, rotate the shoulder heads back. And then you're just gonna start to look up the wall. Look up the wall until you're looking at the ceiling. Once you look at the ceiling, you'll start to slowly fold backwards, but you're looking up and you're lifting your heart. So what I don't want you to do is this. You're not doing that. Okay, so the hips stay forward. You lift the chest and then slowly gaze up and back. You can push the tailbone down if you'd like. Few breaths. Relax the booty. It's gonna try to engage. Relax the booty. And then if that feels good, you can drop your fingertips towards your heels. Press the heart forward. And then drop your head back for full camel. Remember to lift your heart. And then from your hands to the lower back, inhale, bring your chest up, pause at the top. Back bends are invigorating. They make you a little dizzy. They get you a little disoriented. Find your balance, uncurl the toes, and then have a seat in hero's pose. Perfect. Soften your tailbone, find a little rotation in the pelvis, anterior, posterior. Good, and then we're gonna take that again. So we're gonna come up onto the shins. Either feet are down or feet are here. If you felt like you were compressing in your lower back, then I want you to try reverse namaste. So you'll take the hands behind your back and you'll tuck them up like this. So where they sit on your back, you're gonna imagine that you go over the tips of your fingers, right? So that you're moving your body over a big wheelbarrow. Tuck your toes. Inhale, press the hips forward. Exhale, lift the heart. Inhale, broaden the shoulders. Exhale, slowly walk your gaze up the ceiling. You're lifting over the hands. And then exhale, slowly rise. Good, pause at the top. Hands to the heart, have a seat in hero's pose. Excuse me. So you have one more Ustrasana. If you feel like you want to do a bridge or an Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward bow pose, you can go ahead and take that. Otherwise, we'll do one more Ustrasana together. If you had a block, Ustrasana is excellent with this between your ankles so that you can firm the ankles together. Inhale, hips forward. If you guys don't have a block or a yoga strap, I would suggest getting one on Amazon. They're just useful for so many things in life. And I feel like we might be doing this often. So blocks are a great idea. Inhale, hips forward. I have a link I can send you also. Hands to the lower back. Press the elbows back. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, walk yourself up. Release the glutes. Think of engaging the hamstrings. Press the hips forward. Lift your chin. Let it fall back. If you want to clasp the outer edges of your heels, find it. Remember that we're not forcing anything. So if this isn't living in your body today, don't force it to. Exhale, hands on the hips. Rise all the way up. Pause at the top. And then drop down into your hero's pose. So good, you guys. From here, go ahead, take your hands out. You're gonna push yourself into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. That should feel really good in the lower lumbar. Press the ground away. Good. From here, we're going to take the right leg up towards the ceiling. You're going to exhale, bend that right knee, and you're going to flip your dog. So you're going to put the right foot down behind you, lift the heart open and open up the chest. Whoop. Don't slide like me. Lift the heart, reach the arm. You're pressing in the right leg. Good, and then exhale, take the hands to the mat. Switch the hips neutral. Go ahead, walk your down dog. From here, you're gonna lift the left leg up towards the ceiling. Lift it up, bend the knee a whole bunch. Start to shift your weight onto your right arm, step the left foot back, and then reach up and flip your dog. So you're reaching the left arm to the front of the room. Left leg is strong, right arm is strong. Opening up the hip flexor. Good, and then take the hand back down, bring yourself back to neutral, hips up and back, downward facing dog. From here, you're gonna step the right foot to the left hand, and then you're gonna drop the right knee down towards the right hand. We're gonna come into pigeon. So, if you've done this pose a bunch, try not to just go to it, make sure your alignment is on point. So we wanna make sure we're on top of the left leg. Walk the hips back a little bit, walk the left foot back. Once you walk the left foot back and you feel that front hip flexor start to kind of speak to you, then you know you're in the right spot. The right shin is sort of working towards parallel to the front of the mat, but that doesn't really happen. And then we're gonna drop down. Sitting up nice and tall first. And then slowly start to walk yourself forward, but try to keep your pelvis moving down towards the mat. You'll walk yourself out to your elbows. And then I'm gonna turn up Tom Petty a little bit. David Bowie a little bit. Fold into your pigeon.
And know that we're warming down our practice. And once you're in it, maybe you can walk the elbows out a little bit further and then sink a little bit deeper. And then slowly walk yourself out one more inch, even further. See if you can surrender to the space. And then slowly start to walk yourself up.
Once you come up, you're gonna pause here for a moment. Pause here, you're gonna engage the hamstring of your left leg. And then you're gonna reach with the left arm and just try to touch that foot. We're not forcing anything, we're just playing. Good, and then just lift that left foot, feel the hip flexor open up. And remember that there's so much stored in our root and sacral chakra, in our hip area, in our divine feminine and masculine, that sometimes this brings stuff up. You might feel frustrated, you might wanna get out of the pose, you might start to cry, you might have the giggles, whatever it is, let it move through you. Remember that really we're just here to move energy through the body. That every time you said no when you meant yes, and every time you said yes when you meant no, every time you didn't speak up for yourself, all that is stored in you. And so we wanna move that stuff out of us. Go ahead, release that leg. I love this song so much. From here, you're gonna press up through the hands, bring the right leg behind you, just come to your quad ped for a moment, and then move those hips forward and back in a circle. And then from here, bring yourself back to down dog. We're gonna find that stretch down on the opposite leg. Left leg up to the ceiling. Big breath in, make some space. Exhale, take that knee to the left wrist and the foot to the right wrist. Walk yourself out slowly. Pull the right hip back, the right leg back, and get on top of the right thigh. You guys are so close. Remember that you can do hard things. Go ahead, slowly walk yourself out. Take me to your river. I wanna go.
And once you find yourself in your pigeon, see if you can surrender into it.
Take me to your river. I wanna know. Maybe you walk your elbows out a little bit further.
Leave me in your smooth waters. I go in as a man with many crowds. Come up for air as my sins flow down the Jordan. Oh, I wanna come here and give every part of me, but there's blood on my hands and my lips are unclean. Take me to your river. I wanna go.
And then slowly walk yourself up again. Straighten the arms. Engage the hamstring to take the right leg up towards the glute. Reach the right arm back and just grab that leg wherever you can take it, any amount. And then slowly release the foot. From here, you're going to shift your weight onto your left leg and bring both legs out in front of you. Good, and then just shake the legs out for a moment. Pound your thighs. Pull the flesh away. Sit up nice and tall. Sit in Dandasana, so your spine is long, your legs are long. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold in. And so I wonder if you can be so mindful that all of the information that came up during your practice, can you take it with you? Can you fold inward? Can you uncover it? Can you discern through it? Which of your thoughts are necessary? Which of them are just chatter and noise? What are the stories that you just continue to tell yourself? Can you be an observer of your thoughts? Remember that we are not our thoughts, we have thoughts. So can we just observe them rather than let them completely control us and rule our experience? Slowly roll yourself all the way up. We're gonna take the right knee, collect the hamstring of the right leg, stomp the foot to the inside of the left, and then you're gonna drop the knee open towards the side. From here, inhale the arms up. Exhale, shift towards your left leg a little bit, and then fold forward. And so once you're here, think of pulling the right shoulder towards the left foot, but keep the right hip down towards the mat, and you'll feel the right side of the body open. Slowly roll yourself up. Collect the right knee in. Take that leg out in front of you. Pull the left leg in now. Stomp the foot to the inside of the right thigh, and then drop the knee open. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, shift over the right leg and fold forward. So it is a little bit of a twist. And then think the left shoulder moving towards the right toe. And fold all the way in. And then slowly roll yourself up. You're gonna take one more Paschimottanasana, legs straight out in front of you. Pull the fleshy part out from your sit bones. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold. Can you lift your heart first? Make as much spine as you, space in your spine as you can, and then fold all the way in. Slowly roll yourself all the way up. Collect the soles of your feet together for Baddha Konasana. So you're gonna put the soles of your feet together like a book, and then grab the feet, peel the inseams of the feet open, like you're opening up books, pages of a book, and then check out that sweet quarantine pedicure. Holler. Inhale, heart reaches. Exhale, press the elbows into the thighs. Lift the chest. Exhale, fold a little bit further. Opening the inner thighs, releasing lower lumbar. And then slowly roll yourself up. From here, collect your knees. You're gonna fold onto your back. Once you do that, grab between the knees, grab the outsides of the feet, and we're gonna find happy baby. So as much of your spine is on the mat as possible. So you push the tailbone into the mat, shoulders into the mat. Good. From here, take the right leg. You're going to flex the foot a whole bunch, put it on top of the left, and we're just going to take reclined figure 4 for a moment. So flex both feet. Recline figure 4. Good. Go ahead. You're going to switch. Take the left foot on top of the right. Reach between the legs. Grab the hamstring. Take reclined figure 4. Nice. And then from here, you're going to take both legs, stomp them on the floor. You're going to take the right leg on top of the left, crisscross. From here, lift the hips up, move them to the right a little bit, and then drop the knees over towards your left. So it's a gentle twist. Right arm reaches out to the side, press the shoulder into the ground. Big breath in, and as you exhale, start to work your gaze towards your right hand, but let the knees fall towards the left. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Go ahead, unravel. Cross the left leg on top of the right. Lift your hips, move them to the left. Exhale, take the knees over towards the right, and then your left arm reaches out towards the side. Gaze is at the left arm. Slowly bring yourself back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. You guys give yourself a good squeeze. Give yourself a good squeeze. From here, can you grab your feet for a moment? Grab your feet and just massage your toes for a second. So maybe some of you are quarantined alone or just with an animal. And so we haven't had an opportunity to have that deep pressure touch. So go ahead and touch yourself for a moment. Rub your toes, be grateful for them, however many you have. And then massage the arches of your feet, rubbing a little gratitude and appreciation into that piece of your body. Rubbing and massaging your ankles, that little tiny ankle joint that holds you up all day. Just rubbing some gratitude into that. Let the legs come up and just massage your calves. So putting a little more love and attention into your calves, whatever they look like. Massaging and appreciating them. And then massage your hands over your knee joints, and any injuries or arthritis or soreness, send healing, loving energy there. Appreciating your knees. As your feet touch the mat, go ahead, rub on your thighs, your beautiful, strong, incredible thighs that have carried you through this life. Holding gratitude that we have these limbs attached to us, that we have this opportunity to be gifted this physicality, to be able to move in our body, to find a release, to be able to drop in and go present. And as you massage, can you massage up your hips, your hip bones, your lower lumbar, and if there's any soreness or previous injury or experience in there, can you send your healing love and energy there? Remembering that our breath is a tool, it's a filter, it's an irrigation system. Sending your breath there, and then massaging over your pelvic floor, so your divine feminine, your divine masculine, your sensual, sexual energy empowers. No need to feel shame or anything other than sacred love for that area. And then massage up into your belly, into your solar plexus, where your creativity is, where your muscles of forgiveness, of compassion, of empathy, massaging into that area. And then moving your hands, massaging them up your chest, all the way up to your heart space. Can you put your hands on your heart space and massage your love and gratitude into your heart space? From here, inhale, big breath in through the heart. Exhale, shoot that breath into your heart space, creating more of a connection. Another big breath in through the heart. Exhaling, sending your breath into your heart space. From here, take your hands and rub them across your collarbones, massaging your décolleté, honoring that you are strong enough to handle whatever universe is throwing at you right now. Knowing that you're strong enough, that you have the confidence that you can handle this time, rub across your collarbones. And then from here, let the legs fall wide apart. Let the legs fall wide apart. Let the arms fall wide apart. We're going to move into our final pose, Shavasana, corpse pose, resting pose. So I invite you to close your eyes. If you have a towel or a t-shirt, please cover your eyes.
Let the wave wash over me. I am
Tucking your scapula underneath you, flipping your palms to the ceiling, allowing yourself to rest and drop in, allowing the benefits of your practice to seal deeply into your being, letting the vibration of gratitude move through you. Shavasana. So slowly starting to bring the focus back to your breath. Keeping the eyes closed, let your hands find your body. And as your hands find your body, just take a moment and thank your body. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. Thank you, body. From here, rolling onto your right or left side in a fetal position, and allowing yourself to settle in and rest there. Honoring that corpse pose is such a beautiful pose because every time we come to this pose, we have an opportunity to let everything settle. We have an opportunity to look in, to be silent, and to listen. I have an opportunity to see exactly what it is about ourselves, what characteristics, what tools have served us so well in the past, but maybe they're weighing us down now. We don't need to carry them with us any longer. What pieces of our being can we afford to shed and leave on the mat behind us? And so before we rise, we just take a gentle inventory. What story, what programming, what tool, what piece of us can we leave below? And as we do that, then we press ourselves back up to a nice, easy cross-leg position. Sitting nice and tall, keeping the eyes closed. Hands to the heart, and we'll seal our practice in with one more collective Om. Hands to the heart, root to crown. Deep breath in for Om. Letting that vibration move through us. Sealing in our practice. Taking the hands to the third eye, the lips, and then the heart. Shining the light of our yoga, of our community, of our human experience, of our truth, through what we think, what we say, and in what we do. Bowing our head forward in gratitude. Namaste. Shanti, namaste. You guys, I'm going to unmute